the cream off in a sheet in like one clear go.
No, that's so satisfying when that happens, though.
Exactly. So I'm just like, maybe cookies no cream. They're just like, we just eat the Oreo cookie. We toss the cream. It's too much. I get it. Sometimes, especially double stuff, it's too much sometimes.
I'm a like stuffing fiend, but I do know it's very sweet.
Speaking of too much, we've got the players on Cookies No Cream. That is going to be Matt at Matthew Mega, who I think last time around was actually on the mic with me, now a player ready to go. A Splat Dooley and Dapple's player. We're going to see a lot of skirmishing out of him. Boss Tyrant, well known to be a staple at Big Dapples. And of course, there is also going to be Esme on that edit and Coffee Reaper on the stamper, the decaf, the wiper, going to make sure that they clean up everything for their team. And now you can tell us about my friends that you may have seen me playing with once or twice, Malibu Rising.
Yes, Malibu Rising. Malibu Rising is very, very well known in Big Dapple. They've been here quite a few times. We have Rose, of course, the Dreadringer, Mercy, Clash Blaster, Splattershot, Sherbert the Tri-Slosher, Deagle, Tri-Stringer, Wellstring, and Snipe Rider when he's in Snipe Rider jail.
Malibu are not going to put him in Snipe Rider jail.
You never know. Look, tough times call for tough situations. You never know.
I think they look at that tough time and they say, either Mercy goes on that zap or we're just going to have to go coolerless. But you have the Malibu cheer as we go into the game. Splat Zones is going to be the mode that we're looking at. And I'm thinking we will be on Mahi here.
Yeah, Mahi. Zones Mahi is a very interesting map. I like it because it's very it's easy to both, defend and get in. There's not really any major choke points. Oh, it's a very strong start here from Cookies No Cream. They've already got the zone. They've already pushed up almost into their base pretty much.
Yeah,
and they've got a good lockout going on here.
There's no surprise that they have a lot of that aggression to match Malibu Rising.
Oh my
Deagle
God.
here, gonna go down to a Zuka. Not easy often to Zuka down.
That's an unfortunate bomb.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of specials happening here, but as you can see, Cookies No Cream, they're running this double splatling along with a wiper and those dualies, so it really is go, go, go. But you have to watch yourself or else you might go, go, go down to Rose's Rage Slider, but Coffee here gonna get a double into a wipeout. Cookies No Cream are taking no prisoners.
They really want this win. I'm hoping Malibu Rising can pull this through. They're fighting very hard. The way they coordinate their specials is very good, but this is a really hard position to come back from.
And they're gonna have to coordinate those specials, seeing as though they have two jets going on here. We saw Sherbert go down, but Deagle picking up the slack, and that's gonna help Malibu Rising get that zone ultimately.
That gives them a little more time. Even if they take it back, they get it.
Absolutely, and we saw the last time that they were on Mahi zones, they did quite well, didn't quite get the victory, but that's what they're going to be going to now. Rose going down to Tyrant's Zuka there at the end of the day, and I think that gives them about a 45-point penalty, so a good cushion for Malibu to have time to get back into mid.
An interesting play. I wonder if it works out. They have their special just in time. It seems like they might get out of this, maybe not quite scot-free, but they can at least distract them.
Yeah, and it can be really difficult to go up against a really competent Crab as an Ink Jet, and I think you're seeing why now. Rose is going to re-slide in there. 2 members down for Cookies No Cream is going to allow Malibu Rising to really set up here, and that is absolutely not what they want, Holding, because ultimately, Malibu Rising, they've got 2 sloshers standing next to any sort of ledge when you have these 2 active sloshers. Not going to be pretty.
Like, they have that ledge on lock pretty much. So this Crab pushes them back a little bit. Looks like just enough for them to recap the zone phase.
It seems like it. Yeah, they do get that zone back, but not before Malibu Rising is able to get down to a 39. Not too shabby, especially just over halfway through the match. But Deagle holding steady, sending out those spines, and just farming for their special. Ultimately gets the pick and the flow aura ultimately. And now that it is just, I think, Tyrant left, Malibu Rising gonna fight for this zone because it's looking like it's getting to them.
Yeah, this is still anybody's game. Very, very close. Oh, nice going from behind. I wonder if they can continue this flame. It looks like they're alone, though. I don't know if it's going to go well.
I don't know. Like, Sherbert does ultimately go down there, but you're going to have to play really smart when you have a Sherbert in play. She is permanently behind people, but look at that. We're almost through the penalty. Deagle going to pop that Inkjet and see what they can get. Coffee ultimately going to go down, but they ultimately need the zone now, and I think with that death of zone, that is going to give it back to Malibu, and the last person jumps out.
It's not over yet. Malibu Rising is really fighting for this win. This is a very good showing from them. Very back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, like, every time Cookies No Cream seems like they're set up to take it, Malibu Rising takes it from them at the end. Rose, learning her lesson from last time, she says, I'm not playing against that Zika. I'm going to back up and not get caught by that. But Sherbert going to go down to Tyrant, who backs up, and I think it is just Deagle left, who likely just jumped out, didn't want to deal with it. So we have 40 seconds left. There's not a lot of time to take this back, and not bad of a penalty on Malibu Rising, too. So they have an uphill battle that they're going to go up against, especially because you see, once again, we have penalty almost done. And right on cue, Deagle gonna get a double into a wipeout.
They will not let this go. They're fighting for every single inch.
And, you know, retake can be really difficult here. Once again, against those sloshers, a lot of them are going to want to drop to that right, but sometimes you're just going to need to farm those specials. And speaking of specials, Tyrant has just that, and I think there is going to be a hammer online as well.
They didn't get a kill with that Zuka, though.
Yeah, that edit, and they drop down here. They try to take the paint, and it's going to be a paint off right now. They go down. So Malibu keeps going, and I think, honestly, it's going to be really hard here. Whoa, this paint off. It is just a standoff here, but Mercy is going to go down, and it's so much less, so it's just going to be Rose. And ultimately, the Zuka comes out, and that is a bit... That is crazy. I think it just went neutral at the end there, and I think...
I don't even know who won. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even tell. That was so incredibly close.
It's going to be Cookies No Cream. I think that they were able to, at the very end, put that into neutral, ultimately ending that overtime just when it hit. And
wow, look at that, 98 to 89. That was so close.
Crazy. Like, I wasn't sure either. I had to, luckily I know Malibu Rising. I was like, I know those ending screens. I know that they're all synchronized. So seeing that variety there, it's got to be Cookies No Cream. And exactly what I thought at the, and plus, I think we would have seen more celebration out of Malibu Rising.
Maybe, yeah,
had they gotten that.
That would have been an incredible comeback. I would have popped off too.
Yeah, I have to agree. Not to when you have 3 members of Malibu Rising and a Whip Ray, that's a lot of celebration power.
So I wonder what they're thinking now, whether they're going to change up their change up their strategy. It was a very close game, so maybe they're hoping they can, maybe with some more skill, if they lock in, they can get it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do now with this next stage.
It really is, because they're going up against Matthew Mega on those splat dualies. And I make mention of this because Matt is on the crab. And I think that being a jet going up against a crab can be so difficult by itself. And Malibu Rising has 2.
Yeah, double crab. It's very, especially when they're both on the field at the same time, it's very impressive.
Yeah, having a crab be popped when you have an Inkjet online can be very frustrating. I know myself when I play crab at it, and I see that Inkjet, I can just shoot that guy straight out of the sky.
Yep,
so
like a fly.
I'm going to be surprised if we do see switches due to what these players typically play, but Yeah, I'm thinking things will stay the same, but we're about to see in a few seconds a little bit of lag off the open, which is funny because this is a land, but no surprises, Goldie. No changes from either of these teams, it seems.
All right, they're confident in their picks. Let's see how this works out for them.
Yes, the game begins. Both of these teams going into mid. I need some hype from the crowd as we start this game off in tower control. So far, I think when it comes to tower control, especially on a place like Mako Mart, both of these teams are just going to be looking to get those picks. And speaking of which, sure, we're going to get to right off the start.
Oh, they have that Yuka though. You cannot run the tower that out.
Yeah, it seems as though they're a little bit just stuck in mid here. Mercy doing a really great job on this junior, putting that paint down, and I think ultimately making life a little bit harder for those two Splatlings, who of course have to be on their feet. But Matthew Mega, with that crowd that we were worried about before, gonna force everybody out of that space and continue their push. But Sherbert, with this inkjet, getting 3 down, that is gonna stop this push right in its tracks.
That is incredible. That looks like what they need. They're pushing up now, painting up. Hopefully they can keep this position.
Yeah, I think that with this bubble especially, they will be keeping that position. It's really difficult to displace someone like that. And I think Sherbert, interestingly enough, gonna take over that tower while Deagle pushes forward. And I think with that pick happening, Sherbert is gonna take Deagle's place with the inkjet. See what they can get here on Tyrant.
Oh, nice. They've still got, they're almost through that second checkpoint. This is, oh, they're past it now. This could be over right now. That bubble, that's very hard to get through.
I'm gonna say it's, I don't want to call it, but it's a little bit over. It's so difficult to stop a team when they're this close, but that's gonna be Mercy. The last person out of there. I am eating my words here, Goldie, because against all odds, they fought back on that third checkpoint.
That just goes to show you can't count them out. You can't underestimate anyone in this game.
Yes, but they've gotten all the way down to a 9. That is a huge number, and it's going to be very difficult to fight against. You see, I think that camera going to get checked over on that far right, but Malibu Rising does have 2 members down. Rose in a really critical 1v1, going to lose it ultimately due to Esme kind of tag teaming Tyrant in there.
I'm surprised they got out of that super jump, but it looks like they're able to get back. Those Yukas are so scary.
Honestly, sometimes it's all about the threat. You even hear the cue for Azuka, and you're like, I'm running for cover. But
as soon as I hear that sound effect, I start getting more flashbacks.
You're like, baby, I'm leaving, and I would know. When I'm on Flash, people run and hide, despite the fact that I'm on a not-so-good weapon. But you see here, Deagle's going to put those spines up there, bide their time, I think. Rose, of course, has a special online there. But I think Cookies No Cream, finally, they're getting a solid push in, cruising past that checkpoint 1.
They have 2 specials on lock now. If they really wanted to, they're going to pop that crab, and I think they're going to push this checkpoint. Oh, the crab is tag team. Ended early. They got the jet.
Yeah, that crazy picks. There's a bit of an interruption there. They got kind of jumped by Malibu Rising, but the dust settles, and you see that Cookies No Cream has come out on top. And we are nearing that very difficult checkpoint. I think this is one of the hardest ones to break, and so especially with all that AoE, I don't know how Cookies and Cream are going to break past this.
Yeah, it seems even with the crab, like, they just can't keep their crabs up with those buckets. They're on them instantly, and that's a wipeout. A very important wipeout.
A massive wipeout. And you see Rose there in mid with Flow Era activated, taking that space at breakneck. Not just taking that space, but has a Reef Slider online. Mercy as well has that bubble. And you see that Reef Slider coming out, flaming someone there. So Rose is going to extend that Flow Aura. And that is super difficult, especially because there's just 1 minute left. Cookies No Cream has to organize, and they have to do it now.
Rose is popping off right now. They've got that Flow Aura. They're getting those picks. I wonder if they'll be able to knock this out.
They're trying at it again, but ultimately they don't even have to knock it out if they don't want to. They're down to 35 seconds, and they have the lead by a healthy margin.
They have the lead, and they have the tower.
Yeah, and that gives them the advantage. If you know anything about tower control, the team that is pushing does have that extra advantage there. So ultimately, it is going to be Sherbert still up, secures that pick, and with 17 seconds left, Malibu Rising popping off in a really good position.
They have to do, Cookies No Cream has to do something right now or else this game is over. Though it looks like they're starting to push forwards. If they can get that paint in the middle, so that hammer gets canceled.
Oh gosh, and here is the grab, the jet that we've been seeing, and that is going to be it.
That was a very close game, though. These two teams are so closely matched. It's so incredible watching them play. Just the constant back and forth. They're both so aggressive in a very calculated way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They move forwards as a team, they push forwards as a team, they fight as a team, and it's all just super amazing to see.
Yeah, I think that ultimately, like we said right off the top, these are both extremely aggressive teams. They're running double splatling. They're not afraid to run you down. Not just double splatling, but the Zuka Mini.
Yeah,
the one of nightmares that can just run you down, pop Zuka, call it a day, and then of course Sherbert also on an absolute killer in that V-try as well. Both of these teams are taking no prisoners, especially Malibu. They're running aggressive, but they're also running no cooler. So
yeah,
they're all
very bold decision, which I really appreciate not coolerless comps. I feel like cooler is too overused in this meta, and I think we should all drink less energy drinks.
As a cooler player myself, Goldie, I cannot endorse that. You cannot put me out of a job. I won't hear it.
Hey, I get put in gray NSAPS jail all the time.
Listen,
I'm tired of it. I want to play something else.
I think no more cooler is the let AI win. You're putting me out of a job, and I will not have it. Me, an N-try and an edit player. I'm like, people are like, no more cooler. And I'm like, then go on Splatoon 2. I don't want to hear it.
Go back to Splatoon 2. Dang.
Oh, I know. Probably in chat, they're like, no cooler. Like, listen, I feel the coolerless comp. You know, I think it obviously works for them because they could have Sherbert on that end try. She does have that in that arsenal, but is consciously picking not to use it. They go along fine, and especially they have Mercy on that bubble to sort of sustain them.
Yeah.
So we're going to have that Malibu chant going into the game in this game 3. That's going to be Clam Blitz Museum del Foncino.
This is a very important game. This decides the set.
Yeah, both of these teams, they've got their back up against the wall. They're going to want to take this win to win the rest of the set. And as you can see, no changes from either of them. So they're just going to be going along with what they've been doing, which makes a lot of sense, seeing as though both of them have a win under their belt with what they've been running.
Yeah. Very awkward position, but
I believe Sherbert, she can get her way out of it, and she does. Gets that pick, but ultimately gets checked, I think, by Esme there on the edit. Gets the cooler out. The energy drinks you were decrying are going to be online for Cookies No Cream. And I think Clam Economy, take a look. Both of these teams doing a really good job. I think Deagle almost has a ball and has that special as well. But 3 members going to go down on Malibu Rising. Cookies No Cream is going to be looking to push right now.
yeah, they've got a really good position. Oh, that inkjet could be. Oh, that inkjet is very bad for them. They were all in one position. That inkjet just with one shot took almost all of them out.
Goldie, I have to talk about how Deagle was the only person up still on Malibu Rising. Popped that jet, was able to get enough picks and enough space that he shut it down by himself. Crazy work, but Cookies No Cream is not deterred. You see, they are already starting at it again. Matthew Mega here going up the ramp, one of the hardest places really to push, to get that push going. And I think ultimately trying to get that crab maybe online for this push as well. It cancels Deagle's inkjet.
They've got that cooler though, that's good for them. They can push forwards super aggressively. Although with this many people down, they might not want to. Oh, they got a ball in.
Yes, Cookies No Cream, they have begun their jump. You see Matthew getting out of that weird position. Dodge rolling out, also going to make sure that that ball expires for Malibu Rising, gets a cheeky pick there on the plat, but I will say, Goldie, they made it down to 77. In competitive Splatoon, you are going to want to get down to 60 as to not waste the fact that you're giving the opposing team a pity clam.
Yeah, they got the ball in, but they couldn't get any clams in, and unfortunately that doesn't really give them advantage, but it's an awkward position with the way clam scoring works.
Yeah, we'll see if Malibu Rising is able to use the fact that they were given that pity clam for not so much to their advantage. Deagle moving up to this spinner and then popping that inkjet.
The classic inkjet.
To clean up that. It was just dodge rolling around, but does not ultimately escape the oppressive regime that is inkjet.
Yeah, as you can see here, Malibu Rising, they got that ball in, but they can also get the clamps in and just instantly get the lead there.
Yeah, and there's a jump in, but
no,
they're able to cancel it. Oh, I think, you know, they tried to go for the layup with their last breath, but both of those balls going to be expired, which is really good for Cookies No Cream because they would have been 40 down. Malibu down to 1 if they got those in, so that's a really important whiff, and now the push begins here, Goldie.
And they've got that crab, they've got cooler, they're moving in.
Moving and schmoving, if you will.
Yeah, Malibu Rising is fighting back just as hard. They will not let them get past this ramp here.
And I think Esme is also playing very safe, making sure that they can just keep that space, that they don't go down too much. But Matt, I think, unfortunately overextends a little bit. Mercy with this bubble, just going to fight in there, make it so that they don't completely go down. And I think somehow they have managed, I think, perhaps from the block on the right, to get that ball in. I don't know if there's necessarily going to be any follow-up.
Yeah, they got a ball in, but they need the clams. Without the clams, it doesn't mean anything.
And those are the clams from Tyrant, the last person up. They're going to go down, but 53, not too shabby, but certainly not the number you want to be at when there's 1 minute left in the match.
They're going to need one more really good push to win this.
Yeah, we'll see if they have the time necessarily, but Rose is just biding her space, biding her time, but they have to be careful. They have a crab online. By them, I mean Cookies No Cream, and you're seeing it there on that main spinner. Ooh, that is 1. And now it's 0. That's a wipeout for Malibu Rising.
That's incredible. Rose single-handedly cleaning up, taking those clams, and now they've gotten another score under their belt.
Okay, but I'm wondering if it was necessarily worth it, because ultimately I think they get that ball in, no subsequent clams, which means that there is yet another pity clam gonna be there for Cookies No Cream that they essentially got for free. So now the shot clock, so to speak, starts. We are in overtime, and Cookies No Cream doesn't have that much time to make it to the basket and get enough subsequent clams in to take the lead in this last game 3.
Malibu Rising has a lot of specials though. Maybe. They broke the barrier. Oh, this could be huge. This could be huge. If they can get some clams in, they only need a couple. Oh no! Oh my god!
Goldie! That last person was up!
Wait.
That last one! Oh my gosh! They are in that bottom right, but they just keep getting far!
That was so close. They were literally 1 clam away from winning. That was so unfortunate. Oh my god.
Now that is a game 3.
Like I said, these are some super close teams, super close games. Like when you have teams that are so closely matched like this, it's always a treat to